country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
Good morning, dear America family. I'm Chad Prather, filling in for Graham Allen. Hope you guys are having a happy hump day so far. It is still early, but that's okay. We're getting it started. We're going to be rocking and rolling today. Got plenty of stuff to talk about. As always, you never know what a day is going to bring, and it has brought us some really, really good stuff to discuss with you. We're glad you're here, but what we need you to do, you know the drill. You need to hit the like button, hit the share, hit subscribe, but please hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I was looking at the pre-show, only 130 people had hit like. Come on. You know you can do better than that. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for being a part of everything that we are doing. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. Thank you for putting up with us day in and day out. Man, we are still rocking and rolling as we head further into 2025. We're in week 4 of a Trump presidency, man, and it's moving and shaking. Every day is a brand new headline that's exciting, and we're going to bring them to you today. Are you guys ready to do this thing? If you are, I need you to prove it. I need you to throw. I'm trying to hold back some laughs because I know some stuff we're going to show you today, and I'm already kind of I'm getting tickled. I'm getting tickled, as my mother would say. I'm getting tickled, and I'm trying to stifle the laugh, okay? And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's just throw the American flags up in the chat. Let me see that thing spinning. Let me see that sucker spinning. I'm looking over here at the Dear America 2.0 studios. I don't even know. We got 3.0, 4.0. I'm in another studio here, and I'm watching the monitor, and I want to see those American flags blow up. Somebody said the other day on my show, they commented while Royce and I were having a conversation. They said, dude, I could be a podcaster if I just had an American flag behind me. No, you can't. No, you can't, because you know what? You ain't got this. You ain't got what we got. We'll bring you an American flag. We'll put American flags behind us. But you know what? We bring the charm and the charisma. Not a lot of knowledge or wisdom. But that's okay. We're here to entertain you, and I love seeing those American flags. And every now and then, I see the wispy cotton candy air at Donald Trump floating through on a little Trump emoji. You know what? I'm going to throw a couple of little dance Trumps in there. Little dance Trump. And then it stops me and says, you've sent too many messages too fast. Please try again later. Sorry, Rumble. All right, guys, hit the like button down below the video. Let us know you're in the house. Before we bring on the crew, I want to remind you guys that our friends over at Patriot Mobile, I just saw their commercial over here on the TV. Old Glenn was talking about them. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. If you have not switched over to Patriot Mobile right now, what are you even doing with your life? PatriotMobile.com/Graham is the place where you go to support the parallel economy. That's right. They use the same cell towers as the big three, but the difference is they don't send a portion of your bill to leftist progressive causes like the big three do. So you don't have to worry about your money going to Planned Parenthood or anything that's going to steal your free speech or try to take your guns away. No, they're going to support your Bill of Rights and your First Amendment and your Second Amendment and all of your constitutional values. They put their money where their mouth is. PatriotMobile.com/Graham. I guarantee you they got a mobile package that will fit your family, fit any budget out there. Go over there and check them out. If you need to talk to somebody on the phone, call them at 972-PATRIOT, and you're going to get someone on the phone that is in their 100% U.S.-based customer service headquarters, and they will walk you through it. Use promo code GRAHAM at checkout, and they'll give you the first month free. And they're always going to take care of our first responder heroes as well as our active duty and our veterans, military members. And so if you let them know and you use code Graham, I bet you they'll give you free activation. I bet you they're willing to do that. Go to PatriotMobile.com/Graham and use promo code Graham. Let's go. Oh, so much to get into. I'm excited. Glad you guys are here. I didn't say slow down on the American flags. I didn't say slow down. Shh, let it go. Let it rip. American flags in the chat. In a minute, we'll get to some CLC, and you know what that means. Oh, we love those liberal tears. I'll tell you a guy that I've never seen cry, even though he's got pretty eyes, and I bet they are glistening in the blue eyes, crying in the rain, even though they're brown. Everybody's favorite producer, have no fear, producer Royce is here.
Good morning, everybody. My eyes contrary to what you just said, my eyes actually are not brown. They're technically hazel. Big difference there.
They look like doo-doo to me. Like
They're not doo-doo.
beautiful, beautiful doo-doo.
Beautiful doo-doo. I don't know about that. But
I have green
doo-doo.
eyes. Mine
Green is still doo-doo, actually.
Mine, based
Can
on
be.
what the dog did today. Yes, you're right, Roy. Fact check true, my friend. Fact check true. Where's Biscuit at? Biscuit's 15 pounds and poops the same size. All right, guys. The guy that I'm bringing him on my show tomorrow. If he feels better. He's a little under the weather. He needs a little bit of that hot, spicy menudo to get the juices running and flowing. Clean out those sinuses. Mexican Tony's in the
Good morning, everybody. I already had a cup of half tequila, half hot water and lemon, so I'm good.
Yes.
Should clear me right up, but we'll see. Either that or I'm gonna be drunk as heck on the show, so we'll see.
That is a good time. That is a good time. If you guys are like, if you see my face, but in the background you hear, ay, you'll know what's going on. You'll know exactly what's going on.
I sure hope not.
It'll be fun for you, Royce. You need one of them beep buttons, one of those censor buttons.
I have it.
You're gonna need it. Tequila. Listen to that thing. Oh, and speaking of that, anytime somebody gets censored, that reminds me of everyone's favorite redneck, Hot Seat Todd's in the house. Todd Seat Todd. Yeah.
You're welcome. And get ready. Look, it's not my fault. You know, Roy Warden, you put these videos in the show. I'm sorry. What do you expect? You've got this redneck and this cowboy. Get your buzzer ready, Warden. Because
This is
Call me Warden.
show. Yeah, because you're the warden.
This is a pretty spread out deal. I mean, we don't have any black folks or women, but whatever. Here we are. I mean, we've got a pretty good demographic spread here. Ages and backgrounds and things like that represented. Oh, my gosh. As if you guys are just joining us, I'm Chad Prather filling in for Graham. We got a lot to get into. Make sure you're hitting like. Make sure you're hitting share, hitting subscribe, all those kind of things. Do all the good stuff. Push the buttons. You don't even have to smash them. You can just rub them, caress them gently. All right, Royce. Harry Balls.
I think our live comments isn't working today. No.
They're working on Rumble. They're working over on Graham's Rumble.
They're not scrolling. They're not
That's all
scrolling on our
YouTube.
Oh,
screen.
they're not
That's
scrolling
all
on
YouTube,
ours.
though.
Oh, dang. That's
Is YouTube the one that's frozen up?
No, because if I scroll back in the comments, I can see that Rumble stuff was coming through, but then it just stopped. Think we got an issue.
There you go.
It's scrolling over here on my side on Rumble.
Did we already
Yeah,
break
on Rumble,
the
but I'm
chat?
talking about in EV Mux.
Oh.
You know,
It's just
I
not-
always say, like, I always tell Graham, Graham loves to shout at everybody and say, break the chat, break the chat, break the chat. I'm like, I don't want to break the chat. Like, I like the chat. I don't want it broken. But this is the kind of energy we bring to the table, baby, every morning. The Rumble seems to be working, but we'll see if it comes back. Who knows?
It just our live, the thing that shows it on EV Mux isn't
Yeah.
working.
Well, if it comes back,
Dang.
pop it up there. I can't read that far. I can't read the monitor that far away anyway. These
I can't see it
52-year-old
anyway.
eyes.
Even with my glasses, I can't see that.
I wear one contact lens in this eye that can see up close, and this one that can see far away, and that keeps me from using the readers, the little peepaw glasses. But I'm getting to that point where I'm going to need.
Do you even like to see
anyways.
chat? Let me ask you. Do you even like to see the comments on our screen?
I
Do
do
you
like to see
like
it.
that?
I like to see how
You
fast
just said you
they're
can't read
moving.
it. Oh
I
well,
can't,
yes,
but I like to
that's
see how
that.
fast
We
they're
like to see
moving.
how fast they move.
Yeah, I like to see how fast they're
You
moving.
can always put your readers on and do the paw thing, Chad.
Yeah. Let's move into some CLC. I already see some of the trolls that are in the deal already. So let's make them cry. Let's talk about this was the little 2040 presidential election. This is from Polymarket. Said that Harry Bowles, if Harry Bowles were to run for president against AOC, would win 94% to 6%.
I'm not gonna lie. I just noticed the picture.
Yeah.
for Harry Balls.
Harry Ball.
I did not know that was there.
I noticed
Yeah,
it,
for
but I
those
didn't
of you-
say anything because I wanted to make sure this was going to make it.
Just say, for those of you listening by way of audio,
You're
it's an
missing out.
upside down heart.
Yeah.
It's a little fuzzy upside down
Or a
heart.
wad of chewing gum, whichever
Yeah,
you prefer.
sure.
All right. Well, that's funny. Let's move on.
Yeah, just descriptive. But this is where I was laughing. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a disclaimer. Many of you have probably already seen this video. They had a little, I guess you could call it a rally. The Soros money has run out. They just don't have the same they don't have the same level of protesters anymore. They basically brought the orcs out of Mordor and they've trotted them out on stage and given them a microphone. This is representative whatever crazy from whatever state. I don't know how these people ever get into office. But little language disclaimer. She didn't want to say it, but she had to say it. And the fact that she says it, the way she says it, is absolutely hilarious. Play this clip.
Disclaimer.
I've been told I have 30 seconds, so I am going to tell you that we do have to. I don't swear in public very well, but we have to fuck Trump. Please don't tell my children that I just did that.
Dude, man, look at those teeth. I mean, she could eat berries through a chicken wire fence, man. Like, bro.
This is why you avoid the Whole Foods store, because she's one bite of granola away from just disappearing into a jaundiced hell.
For real.
I mean, look at this. That's really. They all look the same, dude. They all look the same. Their brain chemicals are confused. They're all mixed up. These people feel so proud of themselves. And what is the trend right now with them using the language? Like they've never used it before, and so they're going to be cool. This is sort of like back during the campaigns when the Democrats thought they were going to relate to the normal, everyday, blue-collar, hardworking common man by saying, I'm going to get me a beer. You know what? We're just going to have
Yeah.
a beer.
Yeah.
And everybody was supposed to come over to the side. See, they're just like us. They have beer. And so this one was like, see, they're going to think that I'm just like them. We have to. Todd, can you please explain to me without using her language again, what the sentence structure of what she said doesn't make sense? She said she wants to do what to Trump?
Yeah, she said we got to F Trump, and I'm just back.
Yeah,
there going,
no. She said we have to.
Yeah,
which
have
is
to
even
F
worse.
Trump. And my whole thought when she said that, I mean, I love Trump, but I'm like, no, I don't think we do. Like, I mean, I obviously, it's like you said, Chad. She doesn't use this word often, obviously, because she doesn't know. And this is coming from I was pro for a very long time. That's just a bad usage of the word itself. And it's like you said, I think they're just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
But when they try to be cool, it always backfires. Like David Hogg being elected to vice chair saying, we're going to fight. And his arms are like his wrist and biceps are the same size. Like, who are you fighting, bro?
What's
Like,
even funnier about this
seriously.
clip is after she says it, everybody goes, yeah, we have to do it. You're right.
They're so
very
excited
weird.
for themselves.
I would say that's a brain glitch. That's that's the way
I don't know
look
if it's a brain glitch or they just sound ignorant is what it is. I mean, what she knew she was gonna go up there. She knew she had 30 seconds to get her point across, and that's the best she came up with. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, if I was gonna go speak in front of people, I would for sure have my thoughts in order. I was like, all right, what can I say? What I cannot say. And if I'm going to use the F word, I'm going to for sure put it in a context where people would be more reactive and not look like an idiot on live
Yeah,
TV.
but look how many people, though, that she appealed to in like a 10-second clip. She tried to appeal to the younger generation by dropping an F-bomb, and then she tried to appeal to the mothers out there saying, please don't tell my children I said that. Lady, you're on live television, okay? Every kid in America just saw this. Like, shut up.
And and
tell my
also
children.
the thing is, I mean, I'm not I don't curse a lot, but when I do it, I do it in a way where people know that I'm being serious. If I use the F word often, I'm gonna use it in a way where people know that if I'm using it, I'm gonna say I'm gonna effing kill you if you talk to me like that again or do something.
And that's an accurate
and
statement
that
by
way,
Tony.
Yeah,
Because
so
I've heard him say it like maybe twice, and both times I went,
yeah, I mean, but the way she used it just sounds ignorant to me. But you know,
Well, it gets even better because
It
shortly
gets so
after
much
this,
better.
they broke out into song.
Back to the CLC. They've added their cries and their tears to a dirge, a lament, if you will. I want you
She's
to
into it, man.
listen. No. Can we unpack some of these people? Can you scroll over? Like, look at the woman with
Who
the
even
flags.
is
in her-
this?
Like, what is that? And then the flags in this woman's hair. Like, she's like half bald right behind that
Oh
one.
my god.
Like, if you watch that in high def, it's frightening. Like, you have gone to Middle Earth. They made a song out of it. Cry lips cry, cry lips cry. Play the song.
yeah, Royce, check your text message.
No, yeah, no.
I can't. Okay.
No, you cannot say that.
No, Todd.
Dude.
If you have to
Which
ask.
side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on?
Which side?
Which side are you on? We'll fight against Doge. We'll fight Elon Musk. No, we let's get within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on? 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 Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him, but we want him in jail. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say in the capital city,
CLC.
there are no neutrals found. You're
Do we have to watch the whole video?
No, please stop it.
Yeah, please.
I wanted to see if they were ever going to like hit a bridge or something. Like they got the verses and the choruses down. I didn't know if there was going to be a key change down to a minor chord or something like that. But like this whole video is a minor chord. Look at this. Look at these people. Look, what is her hair doing? What is wrong with that woman's head? It's like she got bit by a horse.
I can honestly say that I left my violent days behind, but I would probably go up to that stage and slap every single one of those people in the face. Just like,
Bro.
will you shut the F up, please?
Like,
I mean,
for real. And why is it always the most mayonnaise sandwich cracker cracktastic people trying to sing in a spiritual, tone like that? Oh, just make it.
They're
stop.
trying to sing with soul,
Yeah,
is what
well,
we'll say.
They need to
Which
stop.
side are you on? Which side are you on?
Not it's just the cringiest.
Yeah.
And these people had the audacity to call us weird.
I hate white people.
What?
I do. I hate white people.
I can't stand
hate
white people, man.
Oh my gosh.
hate them.
I cannot stand white people. Like the need to manufacture that level of victimhood and oppression so you can somehow create a pain by which you can associate with this so-called world that has been, marginalized or something. These people, and here's the question, here's a serious takeaway from this. The fact that they have mobilized idiots like this fast. A week ago, the basic average American human citizen had never heard of USAID.
Fact.
People just didn't think about USAID.
No.
And now they're like fighting as hard as they can to protect it. I mean, that's like if I said we're going to abolish Planned Parenthood, everybody knows what Planned Parenthood is. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they said we're going to deal with USAID, and now these kind of people, the granola crunchers, come out and they're going to spit this kind of pablum and protest this, should tell you how deep the corruption goes.
For sure.
The fact that these people are, because again, somebody has to mobilize this. Somebody has to mobilize this. And so you have these bureaucrats and politicians in D.C. that are scared to death that this is going to get exposed. And it is going to get exposed. That's why they're mobilizing these people. Because the average person doesn't have a clue what USAID is.
And unfortunately, these are the same like jackass tree hugging, doing too much acid in the 60s white people that during the George Floyd crap were literally walking up to random black people on the street, bowing down and like kissing their shoes. Like, I mean,
These are the
this is
same
just
people.
Insanity.
And Tony, I know you've seen this video. These are the same people that if you walked up to them dressed in Mexican attire, they would say that you're racist and that that's so inappropriate, this and that. But if you wore that same thing and walked up to a real Mexican person, they'd say, I love it. That's awesome. These are the same people that are I mean, they're just lying. They're lying to your face. They're trying to make opinions for others and come up with their own, like, I think this is wrong. So the people that I'm fighting for also think it's wrong, when that's never the case.
What cracks me up is I've seen plenty of videos of white people go up to, dressed in like Mexican attire and making, just being almost like comedy. And the people who get offended are the other white people. Mexicans are like, oh, that's hilarious.
That's
he's
hilarious.
dressed up.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Exactly.
They think it's funny.
It's like when Congress wore the Wakanda robes, that day. I'm like, really? Like, whatever.
Yeah. My good friend Larry Alex Taunton, he's got a podcast called Ideas Have Consequences, and he was just in Davos for the World Economic Forum, and then of course he went from there to everywhere he goes. He goes to these USAID offices just to see if he can talk to people. And so he's got a video. He just went to the one, I think, in Cairo. And the video now, I shared it the other day on X, has got like 10 million views. He said, he texted me from Cairo. He said, I'm literally was like in danger in there because I was asking questions. And
I
so
believe it.
What he's uncovering and what he has for a long time and what a lot of other people are starting to see, USAID has been a cover front for the biggest human trafficking ring that's ever existed in history. I'm telling you, when we get to the bottom of this, the funding that's going to this is going to show you it's been the biggest human trafficking ring. These people are evil. These people are evil. And I will say this, all of those feminists up there singing on the deal, feminism as we know it in America, the feminazi stuff, the third wave feminism, it has its roots in the occult. That's why they sacrifice their children, and it's evil. And we're going to expose it. What we're up against with this stuff, guys, ain't about who's spending money where and which politicians are lining their pockets. It's about spiritual warfare. This is about evil that we're seeing.
And that's why I've said for exactly the beautiful, majestic rant you just went on right there is the exact reason why I think and I believe that this country is divided so much that there's no going back because we're not having political debates anymore. This is good versus evil.
I can't unify with people that want to traffic children, sexualize children, cut the genitals off of children, murder unborn babies. I'm sorry. I'll never unify with you. I'll never stand with you. There's no discussion. There's no debate. There's no dialogue. You are diabolical and demonic, and I don't associate with that.
Exactly. Like, if you want to have a conversation about where our tax dollars should go, fine. We can have that conversation. I'm sure there's middle ground. But when you want to murder a baby or when you tell me that a pregnant man emoji should be accessible on my child's phone or some teacher should be able to talk to my child about transgenderism and how it's real, I'm sorry. No, we're not having that discussion. Like, we're not.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And speaking of evil, Disney, they got a little pushback. So, everybody tries this DEI thing and it's just, so Disney's, look at the rainbow flag. Disney's dropping 2 DEI programs after pressure from investors. You know why? Because everything woke goes broke. If I'm investing in something and I see that your main focus and your priority is DEI or LGBT or any of this garbage like this, I'm pulling my money out.
Yep. You're a professional when you can take 2 beautiful things like Marvel and Star Wars and ruin them. And make them not popular.
Jones
and make them not popular. I mean, that's a hell of a job right there.
Yeah, money losers. Like I'm looking at some Marvel movie that they advertised the other day. I saw a commercial for it, and I'm like, that's going to make tens and tens of dollars.
Yeah.
Like it's literally nobody's going to watch.
8
that.
people in the theater are going to go watch that one.
Nobody's going to watch that crap. And then you got Apple. Apple. They put it on their maps finally yesterday.
Did not see that one coming.
They did it.
It's beautiful.
Gulf of America.
Did not see that one.
I love the meltdown. I love the meltdown of people saying, I'm still going to call it Gulf of Mexico. You know what? And Tony is not a Mexican American anymore. He's an American American. Thank you, Trump.
Gracias, Trump.
If you go fishing in the Gulf of America for Spanish mackerel, it's American mackerel now.
It's
That's a
American
fact,
mackerel now.
baby.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
I'm gonna go eat. Sometimes I go eat Tex-Mex. Now we're gonna eat Tex-Am.
They gave all the sea creatures their green cards. They're all American now.
I'm pretty sure that's in Genesis somewhere.
Oh man! Hey, speaking of investing your money, I want you to check out our friends over at Birch Gold. They will send you a free information kit, no obligation. Just educate yourself on what you can do with your retirement money by investing it in precious metals, specifically gold. Gold is easier to say than metal, apparently. You can text Graham, Graham, to the number 989898. Please do this for us. Check out our friends at Birch Gold. Show them some love. Text Graham to 989898. You got that IRA or that 401k sitting there. Maybe it's a former employer or something, and there's no more investment money going into it. Or you just need to see where you need to put some cash. Invest in gold for your future. Your Birch Gold. They're these Graham to 989898. They will send you what you need to do what you got to do with your money. So do that for us and support Birch Gold today. Text Graham to 989898. I encourage everybody, go follow Birch Gold over on X. They've got some great articles, fair articles. They're not one-sided or anything, but they will talk to you about the trends in our country and our world's economics. So text Graham to 989898. You guys know the drill. Are you guys still in the chat? I want to know. Are you still there? Let me see you. Make sure you're clicking like underneath the video and also throwing those American flags up there. Well, yesterday everybody saw Elon Musk. He was in the Oval Office there with the president and, of course, little X. Look at little X looking like a little Russian mafia gangster all spread out. That's when you know. That's when you know that he's got like small dog energy. Like everybody's gonna love me. He's got his little cashmere coat on, got his little chain around his neck, in there
He
picking
kind of
his
looks like
nose.
he's about to bark or something, actually.
He probably did. He probably was in the middle of it.
How old is it? How old is his son? Do we know?
I don't know.
What, 6, 5, maybe? I think he's probably about 4 or 5.
The richest 5-year-old in the world.
I watched
no
that,
doubt.
you know, and it, of course, a lot of people were making the meme where it was showing a JFK Jr. underneath the desk with JFK, kind of bringing back memories of that. Cute little kid, right? And Elon's always got him around. I was just sitting there thinking, you know, kids love Trump. I don't know what that is. Look at his grandkids. They just love Trump.
They love Trump. We're terrified of Biden.
Yeah, they love being around Trump. And so I was sitting there thinking, you know, like if my dad were the president and I brought one of my kids into the office, my dad would be like, okay, that was cute during the campaign time, but we need to keep the kids out of the office while we're doing some work. But I don't think it bothers Trump. I think Trump's just like, you know what? We're in the house. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
You know? So I'm curious to know what everybody thinks about that. Just bring your kid to work day.
I love it personally. Like it just shows he's a human being. You know,
I
mean,
liked it.
approachable. You know, I mean, kids around him. Like that was the moment when he signed that Title IX thing, and all them young girls came around him.
Yeah.
I mean that should be right next to the photo of him fight. Like that photo should go right along with that one.
Again, and I said this when we talked about that, with Trump in that picture is wholesome. If Biden was in that
It's
photo, it'd
weird.
be creepy.
Yeah,
It'd be
weird.
creepy. Just because you know their personalities. Biden sniffs and bites.
Yeah.
Trump makes
and
jokes
bites.
and hugs and he does. You know the video of him like on a little kid's foot.
Royce,
He literally
Royce,
Halloween. He stuck
you
a
make
whole
a-
foot in his mouth.
The whole foot. Like, dude, he's so
You
weird.
make Biden sound like a dog. He sniffs and bites.
He is, man.
Does. And
He's a little chihuahua.
grabs his pants. So I mean, hey,
I think that I'll tell you this. There's two people, or there's two beings, whatever you want to say. There's two things that if they like you, I'm probably going to like you. If a dog or a kid likes you,
facts.
like that, there's just something about that, you know. Jesus said, "Let the children come to me," and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a great indicator. I liked when JD and Usha Vance, when the vice president and second lady got off of Air Force Two there in France, and they're bringing their kids off. They're carrying their kids. Look at that. I mean, there's so
It
much
don't get
wrong
Bro.
with this.
weirder than that. Like,
Bro,
I'm
it's
just
so
sorry.
it's so bad.
There's
It's
so much
here's-
wrong with that. And the problem with that with Joe Biden is how many times they told him, bro, quit doing it. Quit. It's not endearing. It's not cute. It's just quit. Quit putting your mouth on children. Stop sniffing kids. But when JD was carrying his daughter down the stairs from Air Force Two, and they've got, they're in the pajamas, and I was like, that's real, man. Like, I like that. We got real people. You know, we're always talking about, oh, everybody just so old in Washington, D.C. Well, then let's bring the kids. Let's build that next generation.
For real.
I think it's a good thing. I'd love to hear what you guys say in the chat. I know there's a lot of people blowing it up saying, let's go.
Well, I mean, it goes right along with the church mentality. Like, if your kids and your teens are not involved in the church, then who's going to carry the gospel to the next generation?
If it's not multi-generational, if it's not
It's going to
multi-generational,
die.
yeah. I mean, even Ronald Reagan alluded to that, said, freedom's only one generation away from extinction. So it's, it's the way it is. FEMA.
We should make a kids onesie that says "I was bit by Biden."
Biden bite survivor. Put BB in
Biden
the
bit
chat.
me.
Oh, I'm calling.
Biden bit me.
I'm calling Garrett today.
BBM, Biden bit me in the chat.
BBM, DDD, BBM.
DDD, MMM, BBM. It's a whole thing now.
Biden bite
You
survivor.
guys have too many acronyms going on, dude.
Yeah, we do.
But Elon is he's in the White House because he's doing a good job.
Yep.
And that is mainly thanks to his stuff with Doge, and now everything with FEMA is being exposed. We've known for a long time that FEMA did nothing and wasted our money, and now thanks to Doge and Elon Musk and Donald Trump, it's being exposed. And this is what Trump had to say. If one of you guys want to read it.
Yeah, sure. Trump's FEMA agents spent tens of millions of dollars in Democrat areas disobeying orders, but left the people of North Carolina high and dry. It is now under review and investigation. The Biden-run FEMA has been a disaster. FEMA should be terminated. He wants to get rid of it, man. It has been slow and totally ineffective. Individual states should handle storms, etc. as they come. Big savings, far more efficient. I'd love to know if you guys agree with that. Yes or no? Yes or no? I think that, and every time when they talk about getting rid of these federal programs, people are like, oh my God, people are going to be starving to death. We're going to be left without. No, we're not going to leave a void. Trump always fills it with something more efficient. That is the whole point of the Office of Government Efficiency.
So the plan would be if they get rid of FEMA is to give the control of the states and open up an account, and they could only access that money when emergency services are.
Yeah.
Well, let's
needed?
be real. That's what's being done anyway.
Yeah.
Like the Biden administration used FEMA for federal illegal immigrant payments, while North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, parts of Tennessee had to cover their own butts. Like that's what's being done anyway.
And
I
you
mean,
They're being
remember
fired for it.
And do you remember back in the first administration, I'm sure Trump has no love lost for FEMA. You remember when we sent all the supplies to Puerto Rico, and then you had that fat liberal Puerto Rican, mayor, governor, whatever she was down there, and she's talking about how they were left high and dry after the supplies were sent, and then it was discovered that they had it, stockpiled in a warehouse somewhere, and the stuff, a lot of the stuff just went bad. So this is the kind of stuff that's got to end. I mean, you can't keep doing stuff like that when you got corruption at every level, including the state level. Then people are gonna do without. I had a friend of mine, my buddy Tim Lett. He texted me yesterday. He was having a conversation with a Riri CLC limp-wristed liberal, and he said, "Is there any truth to this $59 million going to illegals while and taking care of them?" And I was like, he goes, "How do I elevate that conversation intelligently?" I said, "You're dealing with an idiot. You can't."
yeah.
But I sent him a couple of deals, and of course, it's backed up. My friend Dinesh D'Souza, he puts this out yesterday. 4 FEMA employees fired after Musk's Doge discovered what they gave to migrants. Literally, Yahoo News was talking about this yesterday. And that's as liberal as it gets. So, they are discovering. I mean, this thing really happened. If you're not mad yet, You are not paying attention. I'm sorry, I caught the feed on the news over here the other day of that woman eloquently using her F-bomb again. If you're not, it's just her face. If you're not mad yet, you're not paying attention.
Well, can I make you madder?
Please.
Can I make you madder? Okay,
maybe.
Because I really put this into deep thought right here. I don't think I really so $59 went to New York City luxury hotels, and I really think it's deeper than that. I really don't think that there's a coincidence that a federal judge paused the money, and in the time that was paused and being investigated, all of a sudden $59 million leaves the Treasury and heads to a New York City luxury hotel. And I'm here to tell you right now, think about the long game here, folks. Think about what's underneath that statement. If you think for 1 second that these hotels in New York gave illegals rooms out of the kindness of their hearts, you're missing the boat. Like, you're totally missing the boat. I guarantee you, and I said this last night on my show, I guarantee you what went down is when Trump got elected and put a pause on all this stuff, whoever runs, owns, and operates those luxury hotels put in a call to somebody and said, hey, you owe us $59 million, and if we're not paid, we're blowing the whistle and the roof on all this stuff, and we're going to tell exactly how much we were given, what we were given, and the promises that were made. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, because they're turds and tards, but those four FEMA agents were the ones left holding the bag. But I promise you, they didn't make that call. I promise you they didn't.
Well, we talked about it yesterday about how much corruption is in the government right now. How much every single day there seems to be something coming up that they're discovering. Doge and Elon, and I mean it's just and like I said yesterday, it's just the tip of the iceberg. That $59 million that they sent over, they did that against Trump's orders. And I mean, it is mind blowing how much of our tax dollars is going to different programs that we have no idea where it's going. We're just paying we're paying taxes for absolutely nothing that we voted for. It's just it's just nuts.
And I'm sorry to say, but it's our fault. It's just as much our fault.
I know it's our fault.
I mean, we've been sitting on the bench, a lot of us, and not Chad or Graham, that's been fighting this battle for 10, 15 plus years, but I'll throw myself in the ring. People like me who have sat on their hands and on the sidelines for so long, not really talking about it, not really holding our politicians, our local elected officials' feet to the fire about decisions and things like that. We're just as much to blame as them doing this stuff because we let them do it.
That's true. Yep.
Can you imagine,
people don't get away with as much as you let them get away with?
Can you imagine what our founding fathers would be doing right now? I mean, seriously, think about it. Man. What our founding fathers, they just absolute. Again, I go back to that verse in the book of Revelation that talks about how the disciples, the apostles in the first century literally turned the world upside down the way they did. And it says that they overcame by the blood of the Lamb, the word of their testimony, and they loved not their life even unto death. When our founding fathers signed on the bottom of that page, they signed their own death warrant. They knew that tyranny, that they had no representation, but they were being taxed to death. King George is across the horizon in a kingdom that he can't even know what's going on in the colonies, and they're being dictated to. This is the ultimate. We have been dictated to. We have been, the abuses that are there, uncover all of it. And like we said yesterday, Tony, there doesn't just need to be firings. There needs to be prison. There needs to be consequences. It needs to be so that this never happens in this country ever again.
Ever.
I don't care what the walnut lady is cussing about on the stage. I don't care what yogurt these people are on, what there's anything. They don't intimidate me. I'm not intimidated by somebody on an aluminum walker with a pre-cut tennis ball on the foot of the thing and walking around in diabetic socks. I ain't intimidated by anybody.
Hey, watch the diabetic comments there. Yep.
I mean, I'm just saying, Tony is an overcomer. All right. But this is
survivor.
But I was watching that old clip from when Saddam Hussein would basically get all of those people out there, and he would read a name off, and they would stand up and he would say, recite the party lines, and then they would take them outside and they were never seen again.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there needs to be some consequences around
but-
here.
Well, to answer your, go ahead, Tony.
I was just gonna say, honestly, I mean, I am very optimistic of what President Trump is doing, but I don't think we're ever gonna get down to the point where we're like, all right, this is what the founding fathers wanted. We got the government back where we wanted it, because there's so much money rolling through there that he only has 4 years to try to get everything, back on track. I don't think he has enough time. I think it would take him 12 years probably to do all that.
Yeah,
I agree, and that's why we can't stop fighting for our party and fighting for who's going to be next. We've been talking about the whole time throughout Donald Trump's campaign that who he picks for VP, and he even said it himself, or Elena Haba said this, he's picking with intention that this person will carry on his mission. J.D. Vance apparently is Trump's vision as to who can carry on the MAGA movement, which Make America Great Again is not a Trump thing. It is an American thing, and he sees it that way. And so I agree, Tony. It's going to take way more than 4 years to get America back to where our founding fathers intended it to be. And that's why we have to keep fighting for people like J.D. Vance or whoever comes up and pushing aside the losers who just want the attention. It's about making America great again, not gaining power. That's a Democrat mentality.
Mm-hmm. We need Republicans to grow a spine, for one. The GOP's got to grow a backbone, one. And we need the old Democrats from the 80s, from the 70s and 80s, because what this party's turned into, honestly, at this point, it's comic.
Well, here's what happened. You let cancer in. If you don't eradicate the cancer, you got a problem. So you take these old head Democrats. Let's say, for instance, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's never been intelligent. He's never been bright. He's always been a puppet. He's a first-class idiot, but he was there forever, right? And but you take, to your point, Todd, you take the old Joe Liebermans of the world who could think a little bit with some common sense, or even, Walter Mondale, who could laugh in a debate when he got owned by Ronald Reagan. These guys could still, or Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan could be political enemies, but they could still get along. That type of stuff is fine. That's when you have two wings on the bird. Do I agree with their politics? No. But they allowed the cancer to come in. Barack Obama, and now the Squad, and these other progressive people on here that nobody's ever heard of who are working behind the scenes, who have poisoned their brain with everything from TDS to these ideologies and agenda-driven narratives that are destructive. And they make the priorities out of them, cutting the genitals off of children, giving puberty blockers, CRT, BLM, all of these progressive things, murdering more babies, bringing a mobile abortion clinic outside of the convention center. This is cancer. You can't grow a society or you can't experience a free society with that type of cancer run amok.
And I firmly believe, and I will stand fast on this opinion, yes, the elected officials are a problem, but that's not what's destroyed this country. It's the unelected, appointed, idea fairy flying around, libtarded people. Those are the ones that have destroyed this country, single-handedly. I promise you.
I agree with you, Todd. I just got to take it one step further. I think what's going on here, honestly, if everybody just steps back and thinks about it, we need people in there who have at their base, at their inner core, is a relationship with Jesus. Because if these people did have that kind of relationship, they wouldn't let themselves get corrupt. They wouldn't let the taxpayers who are struggling struggle as much as they do, because they would have a conscience and they would say, you know what, I can't do this to my fellow American person. I mean, I'm making a good living here sitting in Washington. We need to help our fellow Americans, and that's not happening anymore. Because they don't care. They're trampling all over everybody.
And the scary part about what you just said, Tony, is everything you just said is how the foundation of our country was
exactly
created. But if you say that in 2025, it's a hate crime.
Well,
I mean, that's the scary part.
Listen, our founding father. Well, I know we got to go, Royce, but I'll just say this to the point, because we got to get to the files being released, and that's why we're here. But I will say, to Tony's point, you're right. I pray for these people every day. I do pray for them. I do pray for my enemies. I do. And at this stage, they're enemies because this is a spiritual warfare. And this is witchcraft that's been unleashed. It's demonic witchcraft that's been unleashed. These people are practicing it, and you can't change my mind on any of that stuff. But to that point, Tony, we have in front of us people parading evil and calling it good. Yep. And that's got to end. So I think we do have to expose the corruption, and we got to build that next generation. Trump, of course, he fired the Inspector General of USAID after the report came out. This was Paul Martin. He was fired on Tuesday. That's yesterday, of course. It released the report. He's been there. He's been an independent watchdog since December 2023. They sent him an email, terminated effective immediately. So it's a good start. Got to get rid of him. Got to get rid of them. And that's a good start. Now, if we can prove that these people are doing anything that's truly corruption, that's harming anybody else, misappropriation of funds or anything that's not constitutional or illegal, there needs to be consequences.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, and I know a lot of you veterans like me, you understand what the term Inspector General is and what their duties are. But for those of you who are like me and need things to be put in crayon, the Inspector General of an organization is the one that deals with corruption and bad things, and they are literally, they go and they inspect wrongdoings and they deal with cases where things are done, corruption and stuff like that. So if anybody should be fired, it's this turd-tastic fella right here.
Yeah.
Also, where are his eyebrows?
Hey, you know,
they're gone. They're gone. No, but I wanted to say before we move on to this Anna Polina Luna news, you know, I completely agree, Tony. I will always agree. You've heard me talk about the similar things where this country just needs Jesus. As plain and simple as that sounds, this country needs Jesus. And the Bible talks about that the lives of the wicked will come to light. And I firmly believe that that is what is needed with all the corruption that is going on. And I believe that sunlight is the best disinfectant. And so something like this, Rep. Anna Polina Luna will lead a task force on the declassification of federal secrets, including 9/11, Epstein, JFK, RFK, Sr., Martin Luther King, COVID-19 origins, and UFOs even. I think this stuff that has been hidden from the American people coming out, the disinfectant of sunlight being shined on the government secrets, is a major step towards healing our country and bringing it back to what it was supposed to be from the start. The lies of the wicked, which these are all lies. Anything that's been held from you and that you were told differently about is a lie from the government. And the lies of the wicked will come to light. And Trump allowing this to happen, you know, kudos to him. But this is huge, way bigger than I think it's being talked about right now.
So do you guys think that if there is any kind of conspiracy, like let's take 9/11 for example, 9/11 files. If it turns out that there was some conspiracy there, that the government was involved in 9/11, I mean, how damaging would that be for our country? Because you saw how other countries came together and they were on our side. Everybody, I mean, Graham made his whole corporation there, you know, live like it's 9/12 because our whole country came together the day after. And or during that whole time, I mean, how damaging would that be for us if it turns out that the U.S. government was involved in all that? I mean, are we ready for that kind of truth?
If you think for 1 second, and I love Donald Trump. I do. I love Donald Trump. What Anna's doing is great. What Tulsi's doing is great. What Cash will do will be amazing. But if you think for 1 second that if there's anything in them files right there that will further divide the American people, that's going to come out, you're crazy. They're still politicians. They're still politicians, people.
That's true.
I'm sorry. They're still politicians.
Well, you know, Jim, to your point, Jim Jordan came out there in that Senate thing and was talking about, and I like Jim Jordan fine, but Jim Jordan was basically calling the Democrats on the carpet saying, you guys, you know, you've got all this, spending all this money and doing all this stuff for the wrong, misusing the funds. And it's like, hey, Jim, you're there too, dude. Like you guys are on the inside. You can't tell me that even your guys, whether it's John Kennedy or, you know, Chuck Grassley or Thomas Massey or Jim Jordan or, you know, Mike Johnson, You can't tell me these guys don't know.
They know. They know it all.
So why is it taking Elon Musk? Why has he got to be the guy that calls it out? Why does it take Donald Trump getting back in office to call this stuff out? The GOP has been just as spineless, and it goes all the way back. But back to your point, Tony, how much would it divide us? It was not going to divide us anymore. But I think the true constitutional patriots that are in this country, they're going to be just fine with the truth.
Yep.
They're going to be just fine. And you know what? If it exposes every Republican in Congress, they're still going to be okay with the truth. That's the side I want to be on because I think that's the right side of history.
I agree.
Because I think our country has been corrupt. And yeah, I do think the government's been involved in everything that's on that list people see right there.
I 100% agree with that.
Good news, Todd, you're 100% right. These politicians will never allow this stuff to come out because they're probably involved. But good news, Donald Trump did not come from politics. Elon Musk did not come from politics. These are not politicians. These are real businessmen who followed the American dream and saw the corruption for their own eyes, and they want to expose it. And I don't expect that they're in there because they don't have political careers.
And God
their
knows,
whole life
Roy,
isn't built around it.
I hope I'm wrong. Trust me when I tell you, I hope I'm wrong because I think us, and I'm not going to say I think the American people, I think we deserve 100% transparency on all of this, which most of it we already know. I mean, we know COVID. I don't need a document to tell me where COVID came from. All right, I don't. I don't need a document. I know 9/11. We know Jeffrey Epstein. We don't know the names, but I mean, you got a pretty dadgum good idea. If you put the Diddler list and the Epstein list, I mean, it's pretty much, those are interchangeable. JFK, we know enough about that. MLK, that's the one out of all of those right there. The MLK one is the one I'm the most nervous about because what I've seen so far, it's not painting Dr. King in a good way. And that could be
But again, I don't think that's going to surprise a lot of people either.
Well, not us, no, but the people that are willing to burn down cities and take over police stations and create Chazes.
I don't know.
That's a
I noticed you didn't mention the UFOs on your list.
Whatever.
I don't know. Todd, we'll have that discussion on my show today about Martin Luther King. Todd's going to come on my show today, and I want to try to let's hear from Anna. Paulina Luna. I'm going to try to get her on this show tomorrow morning. I'm sure she's really, really busy, but I will text her in a little while, see if we can get her. Here's what she had to say about the JFK files.
What's your priority list? Because Epstein, 9/11.
Our first investigation will be announced, but it's going to be covering on a thorough investigation into the John F. Kennedy assassination. And I can tell you, based on what I've been seeing so far, the initial hearing that was actually held here in Congress was actually faulty in the single bullet theory. I believe that there were two shooters, and we should be finding more information as we are able to gain access into the SCIF, hopefully before the files are actually released to the public.
Interesting. You hear that? She said, I think there were two shooters, is what she said.
But again, here's my question to you guys. If you have the files and I'm gonna call Republicans to the carpet. If you have the files and you're saying you want to be transparent, why do you have to go over them? If you have them, why are you reading them? If you want to be transparent, just point. Let it go.
Let's dig deep into that today. My show's at 2, 1 Central, Chad Prather Show. Let's dig deep into that, okay?
Todd, to your point earlier where you said the one that made you nervous is the MLK. Mm-hmm. The JFK one that Anna's talking about is the one that makes me least nervous because I think we can all pretty much say the government was involved, the mob was involved. Yeah. Was there two shooters? I think so as well. I mean, does anybody think it was just one guy from? I mean, how far up was he? I mean, those shots were 1 in a million, and he shot twice. I mean, he got him twice.
No possible way.
Yeah, exactly. So and the magic bullet and all that crud they were talking about. I mean, obviously there was two shooters, but I mean, to your point, nobody that's in the government now was in the government then. So, I mean,
and I don't care if they were.
I mean, it's not gonna make a difference if they release the files and just let it go because nobody's gonna. It's not gonna hold anybody accountable. They're just gonna release it just to appease the Kennedy family. Okay, here you go. This is what happened. Boom, done.
And here's the thing that irritates me. Here's the thing that irritates me. Is they always got to do another task force. They always got to put together another committee. Can we stop with that? Let's just come out with it.
Exactly. That's
because
my
these
whole
guys
point.
these guys sit around and they try to decide what's okay for
They
you to
go,
be able to handle. Yeah.
No, not
what
that
can be
page.
redacted,
Not
what's
that
going to be
page.
done. Just
No.
you know what? We're all adults here. I promise you most people in the chat are smarter than most of the people in Congress already. So just let's go ahead and put it out there and let people do it. I mean, what okay, so some politicians are going to be held accountable. These guys protecting their own rear ends. I don't give a crap about their rear ends. I say nail them to the carpet.
Period.
And we're talking about a 60-year-old murder here.
Yeah, for
Right.
real.
So let's get to it. Let's get to it.
100%.
You know, Glenn Beck, he came out yesterday. I don't know if this was the brightest move on Glenn's part, but hey, it got him views. This is what Glenn had to say about the Epstein list if Cash is confirmed. Play it.
The only thing I care about is the scandal of the pedophiles, and in the next 10 days, you're going to see the Epstein file released.
In the next 10 days.
Next 10 days.
Oh,
Yep.
please.
You think in the next 10 days
Thanks,
the whole
Drake.
thing's going to be released?
Yeah.
And what kind of information you have to be able to be that certain about it?
I plead the fifth.
In the next 10 days.
Next 10 days.
Oh,
Glenn,
please.
Yeah.
stop it.
Next 10 days.
You're
I'm telling
teasing millions who want that list.
you. Day number 1, Cash Patel walks in. By the end of the day, it will be released.
Please. Did Cash Patel get confirmed yet?
Not yet. They
Not
delayed
yet.
it.
And did RFK get confirmed yet?
Not yet.
Tulsi? None of
House,
them, though.
House, not Senate. Yeah.
So as soon as he's confirmed, his first day, it will be released.
Oh, I can't wait.
The only thing I care about.
Right after that clip, he goes, "Wait, we're not recording, are we?"
Now,
Yeah.
you know,
His phone was blowing up, going.
obviously I've known Glenn for a lot of years. I used to be on his network, and you guys know because I told you how Glenn knows, and I wish I could tell y'all, but I can't. If Glenn's not going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you.
The UFOs told him.
Yeah, the UFOs, the aliens came down, probed him, and dropped a information bullet in his rear end. But the reason I say it's a bad move is I'm like, let's get Cash confirmed before we throw big statements out there like that. Let's get Cash confirmed before we throw those big statements out there.
Dude.
Because if somebody, I mean, people can deduce where Glenn's getting information from. And if they think that, you know, we're already talking about FBI leaks towards, you know, these ICE raids and stuff. Can we stop with leaked information until we get our guys in the right position?
Thank you.
This is the kind of information that gets Cash Patel killed.
No, it's a no-win situation.
Right.
It's a no even for Cash to come out and say that he's going to do that. It's a no-win situation because now look at what they did. They delayed the vote because they're bleaching evidence, they're burning lists, they're redacting documentation. I'm telling you, it's going on right now as we four men are talking. And so when he does get confirmed and then there's nothing to release, well, now it looks bad on Trump.
You're
It's
not
a
wrong.
no-win situation.
You're not wrong. You know what? You know what we should be thinking about, and I think we're going to get some information. I want all the information.
Yep.
I can't get listen. If those of you want to get on my YouTube sometime and go over there and look at the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, I did a deep dive years ago on Epstein. It's an interesting 5 or 6 episode deal. Go watch it on the Chad Prather YouTube. You can find the file in that library. But let's talk about this. The January, you know, the stuff that's coming out on January 6th. Let's throw that in there as well. I want these files. I want the FBI files. We already know that 40% of the FBI agents available to the agency were working to persecute January 6ers. I mean, here is a raid into someone's home who was there on January 6th. Here's a female agent with a gun pointed in a baby's crib. I
ain't seen this.
I mean, this gives you some Elian Gonzalez, Bill Clinton administration vibes. But this is where we are. You want to talk about, ask the question, would it do damage to our country, Tony? It's a fair question. I think this does damage.
Agreed. Because
This is
I'm
what
telling
divides
you,
us.
And I know I can speak. Well, maybe not for Royce, and I don't say that in a bad way because Royce doesn't have kids yet. And that's the only reason I say this, Royce. But I know I can speak for these top 3 right here. You want to see a real insurrection? Let a
Yeah.
federal agent point a weapon at my child.
Yeah.
I'll show you a real insurrection.
Yeah. We'll have a whole new Ruby Ridge thing
Bro,
going on.
man,
Except it's going
I'm
to
telling
have
you
some
right
different
now, bro.
results. But this right here, this needs to be shared far and wide. This is your federal Bureau of Investigation. This is your government. Because what? Somebody was there at a protest rally outside the Capitol building, which is the People's House, on January 6th. And this is the type of responses that we got from our government.
I can't even look at the picture anymore, bro. I'm sweating. I'm so damn mad.
I mean, what does she think she's going to find in a baby's crib? For crying
I
out
don't
loud?
know, man, but that right there, just somebody lie to me and say it was photoshopped, please. Lord
And you
have
think,
mercy.
and listen, what's the agency doing? What's the FBI doing that we don't know about? What pictures aren't being circulated? I mean, they just happen to have a baby cam set up, and you can see the picture there. I mean, there's 51 million hours of January 6th footage, surveillance footage from D.C. that day. You know how long it would go through 50? And you know what your government did? When Mike Johnson finally did say that journalists could go in there and look at the footage, they were allowed to go in for 2 hours once a week. 2 hours. They had to schedule the time. My friend Steve Baker, who has uncovered a ton of stuff on the January 6th stuff, to the point where they came after him and even perp walked him to make an example out of him, and he had to get a presidential pardon. So 51 million, and they're only going to give you 2 hours once a week to go in and look at that surveillance. Do you know how much stuff's being hidden from the American people? I'm ticked, man. I mean, I am just royally fired up with this stuff. And then to go one further, we now know the Biden administration from the very beginning was targeting Donald Trump on the document case. They were targeting the whole, they orchestrated the document case from day one. They created a back door to access Trump's records. Mm-hmm. This is political tyranny. This is, I mean, you are going to persecute your political enemies like this. So we've got the emails that reveal that Biden's White House orchestrated the Trump's document case from day one. He was secretly working with the DOJ as early as the summer of 2021. And that's
Not surprising,
what started.
though, does it? I mean, they.
Well,
went
it's
after-
illegal. Not
It is
surprising,
illegal, but
but
it's
it's
not
illegal.
surprising. I mean, they did the same thing to. Remember that whole case in New York when the judge was changing the rules or they were changing the laws. He was instructing on what they could find him guilty of and what It was just nothing surprises me anymore with the Biden administration of how they went after him.
No, this needs to be a grand jury deal.
for sure.
There needs to be something.
And just remember, Biden didn't pardon himself.
No.
So yeah.
Until somebody important goes to prison, none of this matters.
I agree. I can't agree. I can't agree with that statement more. I want to see everybody involved in all of this. Like, if you were the one that had the idea and signed off on the $20 million for condoms and the $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street and money going to Hamas and this garbage right here and the $59 million to hotels, even after the executive order, I want to see you perp walked on Fox News in a line, chain gang style, all the way to the judge. I
Right.
want to see all of it, every bit of it, in an orange jumpsuit.
If someone isn't put in prison over this kind of stuff, we're not serious about any of this. I don't care how much money Elon uncovers. I don't care. And I see somebody in the chat, I want to respond to him, that says a weapon wasn't pointed at the baby. It was pointed at the corner between the chair and the crib. If you come in the bedroom with my child with a submachine gun pointed anywhere in the general direction of her
real.
body, and
Or
you
just
call
you have
yourself
it
a
out.
federal agent,
Yes.
absolutely not.
Yeah. You getting...
But until they perp walk somebody, until they put somebody in prison, until there's accountability and there's consequences like that, I agree with you. They're not serious. They're not serious.
I agree.
This needs to be a grand jury
Well,
deal.
it goes back to the same thing, and I hate to bring this up, but I mean, let us remember the whole Bill Clinton fiasco of Monica Lewinsky. I mean, the Republicans had him lined up, and did nothing.
Yeah.
And did nothing. But if the shoe was on the other foot, and it was the Republicans that were doing these things and wasting these money and spending taxpayer dollars like this, they'd already be people. The FBI would have already raided houses and kicked in people's doors. This would have already been done.
So again, let's draw the two things together. Now, there were no weapons at the Capitol building that day, but yet they're going to kick in people's doors, no-knock warrants, come in there with machine guns and all that kind of stuff, and they're going to arrest people under force like that and come into a baby's room with a submachine gun. And yet you're not going to tell me that you're not going to use every bit of your legal ability to bring the Department of Justice against these politicians and bureaucrats who did things like set up a back door so they could monitor Trump, whether it was wiretapping him or looking at his emails or looking at any communication. They set up a whole deal to go after this guy from day one, basically. Or I'm sorry, it's justice for me, not for thee.
That's right.
I don't get it.
And just one
I'm
word.
not okay with it.
One word will solve this whole thing, and you can't tell me it can't be used because it lines up perfectly. RICO. You can RICO all of this, right? And
Every bit of
tie
it.
it up in one pretty bandage and roll them right on out.
Right. I mean, I don't need to see another FOIA request. I don't need to see. I need to know.
What's the difference between RICO and the mafia and RICO and these gaggle of turds?
That's all it is. That's all it is. And they're using mafia gangster tactics. If you and I did that, bro, we would be under the jail.
Dude,
listen,
man.
you had a dude that was on a nuclear submarine. They put, I got submachine guns on the brain. They got a dude on a nuclear submarine who sends out one piece of communication. They put him in prison.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton's got servers in her home, bleach bit hammers on cell phones and everything else. And she's out there running around in the woods with her moo-moo on.
It's because for them, it's do as I say, not as I, or yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
that's right.
Do as I do.
It doesn't count for people like us, especially not you, Tony. You're only halfway here.
Yep. I know. That's why I get nervous every day when I wake up and I come to work. I'm like, I always have to check the rearview mirror and make sure nobody's around. And
I would drink
to
tequila too. Yep. I do, but for other reasons.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, all joking aside, it is pretty ridiculous that our elected politicians are so corrupt, and it just hopefully Trump can do what he can do and get all these people, get all the people that went after him. But the truth is, though, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be able to, because obviously, like you said, Chad, right now, I mean, we had one guy who got thrown in jail for being on the submarine there when all these people are doing all this illegal stuff in plain sight. They're doing it right in front of us, and we can't do anything. Either we can't do anything or we won't do anything.
Yeah.
That's the thing, can or won't. That's the the question right there.
And the fact that Anthony Fauci walks free.
Yeah. And they complain about Elon being an unelected official. Hello.
Fired up. All right. This was yesterday. King Abdullah of Jordan said to Trump, we have the clip there, don't we?
We do.
Can we just play it? Let's just hear what he says. This is a big old FJB right here. FJB, let's go, Brandon. Play the clip. LGB in the chat. LGB.
Mr. President, I truly believe that with all the challenges that we have in the Middle East, that I finally see somebody that can take us across the finish line to bring stability, peace, and prosperity to all of us in the region. And it is, I think, our collective responsibility in the Middle East to continue to work with you, to support you, to achieve those lofty goals. So I'm very delighted to be here, and as you said, sir, we've got some very interesting discussions.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Really hard to hear.
It is hard to hear, but basically,
you kind of got the gist.
He said, I finally see somebody who can take us across the finish line to bring stability, peace, and prosperity to us in the region. No. That phrase right there, I finally see somebody. Mm-hmm. To me, that's the most important part of all of that.
That's a great statement. I mean, I do, and I like the statement, and I love the confidence. I just don't agree with it. I don't. I'm sorry. That part of the world is never going to be stable. There's never going to be peace. I mean,
of course not. And again, we're America first. We're about what we need to do in the Middle East needs to only be done to the degree that we're making America first.
Exactly.
Because I don't need Iran getting a nuke.
Mm-mm.
Or a suitcase nuke or something like that, or terrorist activity.
They don't already have one.
Right, and I'm sure they do. So, that to the degree that like rebuilding Gaza, not high on the priority list for me.
Not even
just
on
not.
my list.
And that's an understatement from me. Not high on my priority list. But anyway, to the degree we're making America first, I'm down for that. So, yeah. Interested to see what comes out of these subcommittee hearings that are going on right now, because the Democrats are still melting down on this the subcommittee to see what Doge is uncovering. Well, we got them stirred up, man. It's a hornet's nest, boys.
Yeah, that's one thing. We got them ducking, covering, and rolling and singing spirituals on the side of the road. And, hey, at least we got something to laugh at.
Swing low. Which side are you on? I could have written a better song.
I'm telling you.
Isn't it amazing they wrote that song down because they're literally looking over her shoulder to read the words together? You know, what if they practiced that song?
I don't know. It's like that old Southern Baptist church where they tell you to turn to hymn 195, and it's a song nobody's ever heard of, and you hear a bunch of old white people singing it, and it's like nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah, but they couldn't even throw a stomp and clap in there. Like, come on.
No,
they would have fell off the stage if they'd done that. Like they would have fell off the stage.
That's why, I mean, we had the Village People at least. We've been doing YMCA. At least we had a little beat to it. I don't know what Billy Ray Cyrus was doing at the inauguration, but we at least for the rest of it, we had pretty good stuff.
Kid Rock was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we had pretty good stuff. But again, that's what happens as you say, Todd. We got turds and tards.
Yep.
All right, we get into the little super chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Please hit the like button so we don't get a nasty gram from Graham. A nasty gram from Graham.
We do not want a Graham.
Yeah, there's 7,000 of you on Rumble right now. We haven't even broke 1,000 likes. So again, stop.
So let me be real clear. Yeah, as Todd was going to say, I hate to interrupt you, Todd.
You're good.
Down under the video, there's a thumbs up, thumbs down. Hit the thumbs up.
Yeah. And for the one that clicked this, your mother doesn't love you.
She lied to you about it, though.
You know what? I think we should start threatening everybody that if they don't,
we're just gonna sit here and not say a word.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. For 5 minutes, we'll say unless it gets to 1,000 likes within the first 5 minutes, we're just gonna sit here
turn
quiet.
us off so fast.
It's gonna be like this.
I'm just gonna sit here and be quiet. Y'all, whatever. Log off. I don't care.
Yeah, no, but seriously, guys. I mean, when you guys hit the like button, it helps with the algorithm, and it helps us stay relevant in the editors picks and everything. So please do us a favor and just hit the like button.
And I don't know where we were yesterday, but a couple of times this week, this show was not in the editor's picks on Rumble for a first time in a long time. And that's not a trend that needs to continue.
Right.
We need, and again, that's just a matter of Rumble picking and choosing who they need to have in the editor's picks. So we need to be in the editor's picks.
Yes,
it helps our reach a ton.
Lot.
And I don't mind telling you, we like ourselves. So we want everybody watching and listening. That's why we do this. No, seriously, we love you guys, and we're doing it for you.
Apparently, everybody likes it when I threaten you. So I guess we'll threaten you guys.
Oh my God,
so
Tony's getting the shank out where we got to click
hit the
like
damn like button.
Hit the dadgum like button. Don't make me call some family members.
Yeah. I don't feel good.
Spray this thing out.
Don't make me find some next of kin. All right, boys, let's move over to the super chats. And this is a great episode. Thank you guys for hitting the like, hitting the share, doing all that stuff. Don't go. We're not done. And y'all pray for Tony. Tony's a little under the weather. He doesn't make a big thing out of it because he's tough. But he's a little under the weather. And pray for Graham. He's he's traveling as well, doing his deal. We don't really know what Graham's doing. Graham could be like in Morocco, somewhere on a beach in his underwear with a knife between his teeth.
That's
going
probably
in there
what he's doing right now.
Stick a hole in somebody. Todd, why don't you pray us out of here, buddy?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's bow. Father, we just thank you for another good show and another good morning that you allow us to wake up and be just a part of this earth, a part of this family. Father, I just thank you for these three men that I get to share a screen with every single day. Thank you for the blessing that they are in not just my lives, but in the lives of so many people that sit and take time to listen to us every single day. And Father, if there is a listener, a viewer out there that is listening to my voice and they do not have a relationship with you, they've never met you, Father, I just ask to do what only you can do and meet that individual, meet that family exactly where they are, and just reveal the love, grace, and mercy that I get to experience every single day. And Father, help us to help somebody. And when I say us, Father, I mean us four men and everybody in this chat. Help us to have the courage to assist somebody to make an eternal decision today. Father, we thank you. We thank you for your grace and your mercy. And all God's people said.
Amen. Somebody said in the chat, hey, what'd you say? What'd you say, Odie? Can you not see it?
No, yeah, because the comments didn't work today in our software, so I don't have the comments. So we have to view them in Rumble.
Can you look at them on Rumble? Somebody said, I don't know what's happened to Tony since the first of the year, since the new year, but I freaking love it.
All right, I can see them. I got them. All right, so
I like it too.
AA Baxter 81. What's up, my Facebook and real life homies? Chad, Todd, Tony, Graham from. Wait, no, that was yesterday's.
Yeah, that was yesterday. That's
not in EV Mux. You can't do it in EV Mux. You have to do it in Rumble.
Man, I can't even see the one.
So MX Wife 859 says the Bible says, "Be sure your sins will find you out."
Yeah.
Be sure your sins will find you out.
They will.
Yep.
That is correct. Scrolling. I have to find the next one. There it is. Elisa Victoria, if Epstein is able to be released, meaning the files, is the left once named are released? Oh my gosh. Is the left once, because some of these are spell check, left once names, that doesn't make, are released, is still going to have their eyes and ears closed? I don't.
Did you read that left-handed?
Dog. It says, if Epstein is able to be released, period, is the left once, ONCE, names are released, still going to have their eyes and ears closed?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I think what you're asking, I think what you're asking is even if it's revealed and some names are called out, are they still going to basically turn a blind eye to it?
Of course they are.
Yeah, I think they're
going
are.
to defend it 100%.
Yeah, they're going to have their excuses. They got them all lined up.
Just because they're on a list doesn't mean they participated. I guarantee you. Get ready for that statement.
Yeah.
CH Miller 0904 says, what kind of woman goes into a room with a baby in it and points a gun like that?
She's
not apprehending a murderer or a rapist. She's clearly a liberal woman.
One that's not a mother, that's for sure.
Yeah. Kaloho says, Tony, when are we going to see As If I Was Saying? You can do it without Graham, LOL.
Oh.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
How would you say As I Was Saying in Spanish?
As I was saying, como digo.
I like it.
Como digo.
Caddy Highlander says, if I had kids and a federal agent pulled this, I would be all 9 levels of hell with me over this crap. To me, there should be complete transparency, not oh well, we will read it to you. Some of y'all gotta fix your spell check.
I mean, I would like to think that as a steady-minded person, if I saw any person in blue, because obviously I respect all the boys in blue. But if somebody was pointing a gun at my child, whatever it be, I think I would try to keep calm. But yeah, I think I would freak the hell out because
I don't think you would, Tony. I don't think you. I don't think you would.
I don't know, man. It's just,
honest to God, because how fired up you get about children in the topics, that's not your children. No. And I'm in the boat with you. We'd be sharing a cell together. I'm just here to tell you.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's no need for it, obviously. I mean, that picture there, hopefully you like to think that maybe she thought somebody was under the crib or something hiding. I don't know why in the world an armed officer would be pointing a gun at a baby. I mean, that just, it makes no sense.
And again, I know a lot of J6ers. I know a lot of J6ers that have been arrested, a lot of J6ers that did time. Most of those people, there were people like everybody else. Plumbers and mechanics and they're just people that love their country.
Right.
And the fact that you're going to go in there, people that were unarmed during your so-called stupid pseudo insurrection, and half of them, the majority of them had the doors opened up for them. Mm-hmm. Bless you, Royce. And so you got, you're going to go in there, raid their homes. I mean, again, this ain't a Ruby Ridge thing, guys. I mean, the fact that no common sense is just cast out just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Chad, your dog's so cute.
Biscuit. You got
Need
some
a little
stanky
sunshine.
breath, dude.
Need a little sunshine says, watch DA from February 11th later. Todd got your back. Pringles Mingles equals Pringles in a bag. They're new. I guess it's a thing.
I didn't know.
Who knew? Not me, that's for sure.
I didn't know that either.
Scrolling. Awakened All Day says, at Hot Seat Todd, I'm not Trent. I don't run 1,000+ accounts. I can only hit the like button once.
That's
So-
true. That's true. Thank you very much.
And that's all that I have on Rumble, unless I'm missing one.
We'll see if there's any more I can see.
You guys should make a little colic.
A little
Oh, well, this is
collection
like-
plate.
Yeah.
A little collection plate like churches have.
I don't even know how that would.
All right. Alicia Victoria 88 says, sorry, Roy, sitting in my car as it heats up. It's cold. LOL praise, though. My dad is 100 days sober. Has started going to church with my mom and me. Thanks for the prayers. That's awesome.
Very cool.
That's amazing.
Let me go see if there's any on YouTube. Looking. I do not see any on YouTube.
All right. Well, join us today, 2 o'clock, 1 Central for the Chad Prather Show. Tonight, of course, 6:30 is 5:30 Central. Am I right for Hot Seat?
4 and 5.
I
5
can't keep
Central,
this
6
straight.
Eastern, me either.
Okay.
But it's going to be a good
And,
show. Kendra's going to be on with me today. So the call-ins, don't forget, we have a new feature where you can actually call live and talk to me. It's been fun. You need to come hang out.
Y'all can listen to him on
I'm gonna
Trent.
call you. I'm gonna call you, Todd.
Dude,
You're on
my
the show.
whole family called last night. Like both of my sons and my father. Everybody called. It was just, I'm like, y'all, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
They're calling you like, hey, Dad, where'd you leave the?
Yeah, pretty
where'd you
much.
Where are the keys to the car?
Can I borrow $1?
Today is Wifey Wednesday on the Hot
Yes, it
Seat.
is.
Before you guys get out of here, hit like. I am in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Got a show there Friday night. Then I've got a fun show coming up, guys. I'll tell y'all. Todd, you coming to my show in Panama City?
Yeah, in April.
Yeah. WatchChad.com. People come out there and find me. But down in Texas City at the place, we're doing one of our big comedy music combo shows on the 20th of February. So if you guys are in Texas, make the drive.
Yeah, I haven't decided what Nerf gun to bring yet.
Bring it. Be a good
What
time.
show is it gonna be in Panama City?
Panama City. I'm
Panama
just going to be
City
the
in
guy in the
April.
back shooting Nerf bullets at Chad while he's talking.
We're going to do multiple nights there in Panama City. It's going to be a good time.
We're going to have
so
fun in Panama City.
Be a
Panama
good old
City,
time.
huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Royce, how far are you from Panama City?
I have no idea. I can look.
He's not that far.
He's the one young person that's like, I don't know.
He's
with
not
Panama
that
City.
far.
I was gonna say, I mean, if you're
I'm
going,
about
Todd,
5.5 hours.
If you're gonna go, Todd, I might meet you over there. I'm gonna go watch Chad. So maybe we can all go. Just make
Let's
it a
go.
make it a DA.
I could probably pop over there.
Make it a
Just a
siesta.
measly 5.5 hours.
Make
Let's
it
go.
a
Longer for me.
Yeah, come on. No, we ain't driving to that. Maybe we should drive to Panama. That ain't a bad drive. But anyway, watchchad.com has my full schedule. Go check it out. All right, guys. Hit that like button before you get out of here. Y'all be praying for Graham as well. Tony, final words, my brother.
Hasta mañana, everybody.
Todd.
See y'all this afternoon. Love you, miss you, mean it.
Royce.
Yeah, see y'all at 2, and see you guys tomorrow.
Love you guys. God bless you. We will talk to you at 2. Until then, bye.